Welcome all of you in Alka's Botany channel. Today we are going to learn Introduction to Botany Part 2 with respect to diversity of plants. I am Dr. Alka Inamdr in Alka's Botany channel. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. We see a variety of plants around us, despite the fact that all of them have same parts and functions. They are different. They appear distinctive with different types of leaves, flowers, stem, etc. Hence, classification of plants can be based on many factors. Plants can be classified based on their height, tenderness of stem and branches based on their life cycle and so on. Let us have an overview of classification of plants in detail. Plants are multicellular and mostly photosynthetic organisms which found essentially everywhere, both in water and on land. The angiosperms or flowering plants are dominated the earth the last 70 million years. There are over 3 lakh angiosperm species growing on the earth, which shows enormous diversity in size and form. In India, there are about 45,000 plant species are known that represent about 7% of the world's flora. Nearly 4,900 species of angiosperms are endemic to India. There are main characteristics of plants. These are: the plants are adapted to terrestrial environment, so they have different parts. A root to get water and mineral salts from the soil. Leaves to get light and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere for photosynthesis. And stems to communicate the other two parts, that is to root and leaves. Plants are essential organisms. They cannot move themselves because they are fixed to the ground. Plants are autotrophic organisms, that is, they are producers. They produce their own food thanks to a process called photosynthesis, which takes place in the chloroplasts, a certain organelles containing a green substance or a pigment called chlorophyll. First, on the basis of lifespan, plants are classified into 3 types: annual plants, biennial plants, and perennial plants. Annuals, these are also called therophyte or ephemerals, a plant that completes its life cycle in one growing season. The growing season for that plant varies from species to species. Within one growing season, they produce flowers, seeds, and they die off. The examples are peas, maize, watermelon, groundnut, sunflower, rice, and so on. Majority, all the crop plants are of annual type of plants. Then second one are the biennial plants, a plant that lives for 2 growing seasons. During first season, the plant shows vegetative growth, and during the second season, they produce flowers and fruits, and after that, the plants are dies off. Examples are onion, lettuce, carrot, radish, cabbage, spinach, and so on. Third one plants are perennial plants. These plants have long life and once established continue to live for many years. A plant that grows for many years, that flowers and set fruits for several seasons during the lifespan. Most perennials, after attaining maturity, that means after specific vegetative growth, they bear flowers and fruits in a particular season of each year. And such plants are called polycarpic plants. The best example we will watch easily, that is a mango, acacia, like that. Some perennials are monocarpic. They bear flowers and fruits only once in their life cycle. And all biennials and annuals are monocarpic plants. The examples are bamboos, agave. In this figure, we see that agave plant shows flowering only once in their lifespan. So it is called monocarpic plant. Second one, on the basis of habit, that is a size, shape and form, angiosperms are classified into four groups. The general form of a plant is referred to as a habit. Based on habit, plants are classified into herbs, shrubs, trees and climbers, or these are also called vines. First one, herbs, or it is also called herbaceous plants. The stem of those plants is green, delicate, soft with less wood or no wood. Usually their life is very short, that is a week, gram, etc. In some herbaceous plants, the groundnut part of a stem is greatly reduced, but the aerial branch with flowers at the top arises from underground parts of the time of reproduction. Such a stem is called scape, and the best example is onion. Majorly, all the crop plants comes under the herbaceous plants. Second one, shrubs. These are also called shrubby plants or fruticose plants, or these are also called bushy plants. These plants are woody, branched and larger than the herbs, usually with several stems but no main axis. Examples are China rose, rose, henna, calotropis and like that. Third one, plants are trees, or these are also called arborescent plants. The tree is a stout, tall, perennial, woody plant having one main stem called a trunk with many lateral branches. Examples are mango, sapota, jackfruit, fig, teak, etc. If the trunk remains unbranched, it is said to be a caudex. Example, palmyra, coconut, and so on. Fourth one are climbers, or these are also called vines. An elongated weak stem, generally supported by means of climbing devices, are called climbers or vines, which may be annual or perennial, herbaceous or woody. Lina is a vine that is a perennial and woody. Linas are major components in the tree canopy layer of some tropical forests. Examples, Ventilago, Entada, Bougainvillea, and so on. On the basis of the nature of stem, the angiosperm plants may be classified into four classes: erect, creepers, trillers, and climbers. Erect plants, these plants grow upright, means these are erect in standing position on the soil surface. Most trees, shrubs and some herbs have strong stem or axis and thus can stand erect on the soil surface. Creepers. These plants have trailing stem having roots throughout its length. Since these plants have weak, long and thin stem, they creep on the surface of the soil. Leaves emerge from nodes from the axil of which branches arises. Adventitious roots arise from nodes throughout the length of the stem. The examples are oxalis, cynodon, etc. Third one, plants are called trillers. Stems sprawling on the ground with the help of adventitious roots. These plants are like creepers with the difference that here adventitious roots do not arise from nodes. The trailer may be procumbent or decumbent. In procumbent trailer, the stem lies completely horizontal and the example is Bacilla. While in decumbent, the apical part of the stem is raised above the ground and the example is Linderbergia. And fourth one, these are called climbers. These plants with weak stem climb on some support by means of tendrils, petioles, spines, adventitious roots, etc. Climbers have a very thin, long and weak stem which cannot stand upright. They can use external support to grow vertically and carry their weight. These types of plants use special structures called tendrils to climb. The examples are pea plant, grapevine, sweet gourd, money plant, jasmine, runner beans, green peas, and so on. Climbers are much more advanced than the creepers. Fourth one, types of classification. On the basis of mode of nutrition, plants are classified into two: autotrophic plants and heterotrophic plants. First one are autotrophic plants or autotrophs. Most of the plants are autotrophs as they are green and manufacture their own organic food from inorganic raw materials like carbon dioxide, water with the help of chlorophyll. We call this mechanism as a photosynthesis. So all green plants are autotrophic plants. Second one are the heterotrophic plants or heterotrophs. These plants obtain a part or whole of their nourishments from outside sources. Heterotrophs may be parasites, saprophytes, symbionts, and insectivorous plants. Next one, on the basis of habit, plants are classified as terrestrial plants and aquatic plants. The terrestrial plants are the plants that grow on land and hence they are called terrestrial plants or land plants. Terrestrial because of their initial words terra, which means land. Most of the terrestrial plants have stomata on their lower surface of the leaves. This is because sufficient supply of air is easily available to them. These plants have long roots because of the need for water. Some of the examples include bamboo, mango, etc. All the plants we can easily watch on the ground surface. These are terrestrial plants. Second, plants are aquatic plants. These plants grow in water and hence called aquatic plants. Aquatic because they live in or under the water and hence the term aquatic itself means water. Aquatic plants have their leaves near or under the water surface. These plants have short but branched roots which allows them to float under or over the water. Some of the example includes lotus, hydrilla, ecornia, etc. Thank you. Thank you very much.